everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Mondays to you all.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, man, don't ask for this. Um, Happy Monday, everybody. Give me a moment as I share out our broadcast. While I do that, let me give out my greetings for the evening. I want to say hello to my lovely parents, to my sister, to all of my family and friends who watch. Um, and anybody who takes the time to watch my show, you are appreciated, and thank you for being here. Okay? All right. So we are all shared out on Facebook. Let's get our Instagram. Nope, that's not. I don't like that. I don't like that. All right. All right. So let's put. Did they change the format again? All right. Oh, I gotta pin this. Okay. Yay. So we are all shared out on all of our platforms. We are back to the regular schedule today. If you are on my email list, you got my email this morning, so you know the topic that we are talking about this week. We have stories today about the one of the hot brands on the street, Super Dry versus, one of our fast fashion faves, ASOS. Going to be taking a gander into the world of Grand Theft Auto. And if you are a video person who understands Grand Theft Auto, I may need you to come help your girl out for a couple minutes. And our last story of the evening is going to be about Miss Anita Baker, caught up in the rapture, caught up in the copyrights. Okay. Good news for Miss Baker. We have an update on her. So we are going to have a fun time this evening. How was, you know what I meant to ask? Hello to whoever's watching on Facebook. So while we are waiting for us to start, let me know how your Labor Day was. Mine was fun. One of my dear friends, I always recommend her to you guys for insurance needs, Lab Insurance Agency. It was her birthday, so we were celebrating her all weekend. And I also went to a cookout on Labor Day. So, I'm feeling pretty jazzy and relaxed. What else did I do? Did you guys do anything fun? Let me know what you did. Okay. All right. We're getting started in just 2 minutes, so make sure you grab who's watching. Hey, Zephyrina, thanks. It was fun. All right, so we're getting started in a couple of minutes. What did you do, Zephyrina? We're getting started in a couple of minutes. Grab your drinks, grab your papers and pens, whatever you need to make you feel comfortable. Zephyrina said, we went downtown, took my son to a candy shop. Ooh, okay. All right. My sweet tooth has diminished as I've gotten older. But I see that for your son. That's a wonderful time. I love it. Just make sure he brushes after and flosses his teeth so you don't have to worry about a big dentist bill. All right, we are getting started in less than a minute. So make sure that you have make sure that at 8:05 you share this out to your people. Okay. So they can join in on all the fun. What else do I have to say? It's already September, guys. Y'all, we are in the last quarter, almost in 21. I cannot believe how fast this year. He works at the dentist? Oh my gosh. Okay, that is funny. That is hilarious. All right, it's 8:05, so it is time to get started, everybody. Start sharing this out to your people. And I'm going to hit the record button as soon as this thing loads. And here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I almost said Monday, but it's Tuesday. We had a holiday yesterday. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. Hey, Nessie Time. This is my Monday through Wednesday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you're wondering who's this lady on the internet or who's this lady's voice that I'm hearing on a podcast, why is she talking? Why should I listen? I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. So things like making sure that you have your articles of incorporation with the state, making sure you have your EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, getting your contract templates together so you don't get left holding the bag with clients and partners. Um, Brand protection strategies so people don't steal your business ideas, and hiring and training strategies. We're going to be talking a little bit about that today, so you don't get sued for discrimination. Okay, so these are just some of the things that I can help you with. I am a licensed attorney, have been one for 15 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I'm very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas and you're going to be successful. They're just things that you need to know. There's no way around it, okay? So, if you are in the startup phase of your business or you've been in business for a little while, you need to get your stuff together, or you've just got no idea even where to start. All you have is an idea. And you need to, get some stakes in the ground. I want to help you do that. Go to linktr.ee/NPL consulting firm to connect with me today. That is the only link in my bio on Instagram, and it's all over my page on Facebook. There you can book yourself a free 15-minute consultation if you are a first-time client. You can also, why am I congested? You can also download the free Biz Launch cheat sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. Linktree/N Consulting Firm is also where you can subscribe to the YouTube channel and the podcast. So if you ever miss this show, if you ever miss a live broadcast, you can catch up at your leisure. Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is where you can get your lovely show merch. Okay, these cups, these mugs, these teas. Let's get into the fashions and the designs. All right. Nessie Time helped me bring these designs to life. And they're, my love letter to you guys, my faithful watchers. Yes, and last but not least, Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is also where you can access many of my digital products, my ebooks, my video trainings. This month we're focusing on hiring and training employees. So the employee onboarding guide is is on Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. It is only $9.97. Okay. All right. So those are the housekeeping things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Now that we've taken care of that, let's get on to business and why we are here, just in case someone's watching down the road and they have no idea what's about to happen. So here's how the show works. I pull stories from the news, stories that I get from you lovely, viewers, uh, stories I get from blog sites, podcasts, anywhere that I find inspiration uh, for stories that have lessons that we can learn as business owners. I bring them here and we discuss the facts and we pull out the lessons for ourselves. Okay. So this is a time for you to get involved in the conversation. Don't die. We'll be asking you to give me some comments and emojis and things. So if you have questions and comments, as long as they are respectful, please, please, please drop them in that comment box. This is a lot more fun when we engage with each other. So don't be shy. Okay. All right. And like I was saying, tonight we have a few some cool stories. So I'm excited to get started with you guys. All right. So if you got anybody who should be listening in on the conversation, invite them in now because we're about to get started. Okay. All right. Before we even get into our stories this evening, we have got to do our NPL Nugget. If you don't know what an NPL Nugget is, every month I cover a different topic having to do with business formation. And then at the top of the live show, I break down a concept having to do with that business lesson. So this month, like I said, we are focusing on hiring and training employees. So one of the first things that you want to do when you are thinking or when you are hiring someone, or if you want to hire the right person, you want to do background checks for your employees. Now, background checks, they cover a lot of things, right? They can make they background checks, they can help you make sure that the person that you are interested in, that they actually have the qualifications that they need for the job. Background checks help you figure out if they have, a past that might not be compatible with the industry that you're in. So a lot of financial organizations, if you have serious financial problems and they find that out in a background check, you're not eligible to work there, right? And then some places, depending if you have a criminal background, depending on what the crime is and depending on what the job is, a criminal background check may be necessary. So background checks really help to make sure that the person that you are looking at to hire for the job has, doesn't have anything at least readily available on their record that might exclude them from working for you. And one of the and if you are and as you're doing background checks for employees, you want to make sure that you do your background checks uniformly. So you should, if you're going to do background checks for one potential employee, you need to do them for all of them, because if you don't, that can be considered discrimination. Because why did you make this one person go through a background check and not that one? And you also need to make sure that you have their permission. Okay. So background checks, background checks, background checks. We will talk more about background checks during the week. Just want to start off with that for today. Okay. All right. So now we can get into our stories. All right. Our first story of the evening. If you have heard, actually no, because the polls weren't that great. If you have heard of the fast fashion brand ASOS, if you have heard of the fast fashion brand ASOS, please give me an A in the comments. I've purchased a couple of things from ASOS. They're good for quick things. But if you have heard of ASOS, give me an A in the comments. Okay. Um, and Then after ASOS, if you have heard of one of the, I guess, hottest streetwear brands out now, called Super Dry. If you have heard of Super Dry, give me an S. So I have seen these backpacks here and there that have Super Dry on them, and I was like, "What is this? Is this like a brand?" I didn't realize it was so big. I was like, why is everybody wearing this super dry stuff, right? But apparently, it is, I'm just not in the loop. I'm just not in the loop when it comes to, this. All right. So if you didn't know, Super Dry, they are a UK label, meaning they originated in the United Kingdom. And they do mostly like sweatshirts and tees and backpacks and things, streetwear. All right. And Super Dry, they have been using a brand that they've been calling Osaka since 2003. OSAKA. Okay. They have a trademark for Osaka that they've had since 2018. So they've been using Osaka since 2003. They've had a trademark for Osaka since 2018 for sweatshirts and tees. Um, and Super Dry, they're no slouch out here in these streets. They've generated about 5.1 million pounds in sales. I'm not sure how much that is in American money, but I don't think it's too different. Um, they're making money. All right. Now, here's the issue. ASOS, if you don't know what ASOS is, it is um, an online store where you can purchase clothes from basics to super fancy, usually not too expensive. They have their own line of things, but they also carry lines from different brands, including Superdry, right? Well, Superdry is saying, hey, ASOS, you are violating our Osaka um our Osaka trademark. Apparently, ASOS has 5 different shirts on their website that use the same font and Japan contraction that Superdry uses, and they use the same Japanese characters. Right now, keep in mind, ASOS also sells Superdry clothing. So not only are they selling genuine Superdry merchandise, but they're also making their own merchandise that is super similar to Superdry's Superdry's branding. Now, Superdry sent ASOS a cease and desist letter. They were like, "Hey, girl, just so you know, Osaka is our thing. You really need to stop." ASOS said, "Okay, we'll stop," but they never did. So now Superdry is suing ASOS for violating their trademarks, right? And Superdry is like, look, ASOS sells our stuff. There is absolutely no way that they didn't know that when they were making these shirts that these are that these were not our designs. Now ASOS hasn't made any commentary to this one way or the other. So I want to bring this to you guys. Do you think that did someone just drop the ball here? It is patently obvious that ASOS copied the shirts, okay? So now they didn't give me any direct examples, but you guys are very smart. I'm sure you can, do your little sleuthing, right? So ASOS, not only are they a company that sells super dry clothing, they know that it's popular. Is it possible that they just forgot that they sell super dry clothing? Do you think they did this on purpose? Also, keep in mind, ASOS sells from other vendors. It might have been another vendor who copied Osaka's style and put it up there. Is ASOS responsible for making sure that their vendors don't violate intellectual property? Who is at fault here? Or, well, not who is at fault. We know ASOS is at fault, but how much fault is here? Is ASOS just, throwing their weight around? Did they think nobody would notice? Why? Like, what do you think was behind this, trademark infringement with ASOS? What happened? Was somebody asleep at the wheel? Did they think somebody wasn't going to notice? Because you know how important branding is. You sell from specific brands. They even were able to sell from, Beyonce's Ivy Park collection. So ASOS, I know you're not hurting. So what was the reason? Why are you trying to rip off one of your vendors? Right? I don't know. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens with them. But let me know what you think. Do you think that ASOS did this on purpose? Were they specifically trying to target Superdry? Or do you think somebody just got lazy? What do you guys think about that? I think they just thought some people wouldn't notice, because people are always looking for things more by search things, so they're not necessarily going to do all of the background check into the vendor to make sure it's a genuine item. Most times you're going to look at it, and if it looks good, you're going to get it. So I think that they just thought nobody was going to notice. But that's my own opinion. You guys let me know what you think about that. Mm. Toby, what do you think? You think ASOS did it on purpose? If y'all could see how Toby is laid out on this bed, like he has put in a 15-hour shift. Hello, Canna Cape Cod. All right. We are moving on to our second story of the evening. Hello, Alan Spain. Um, our second story of the evening. If you have a gamer in your life, or if you are a gamer, Nessie Time said ASOS should have known. They tried to slide it by. Okay, yeah, I think they just tried to slide it by. Okay, if you have ever played Grand Theft Auto, please give me a video game emoji. Are a gamer, love a gamer, know a gamer. Give me a video game emoji. Okay. Now, whether or not you play video games, you've probably heard of the video game franchise called Grand Theft Auto. Thank you, Canna Cape Cod. You've heard of Grand Theft Auto. It's the game where you steal cars and you can, I don't know, rob people and beat up hookers and all manner of terrible things. Um, but it makes money, right? Anyway, there are several different versions of Grand Theft Auto, if you did not know. One of them being uh, GTA Underground, right? And and so okay, and this is where I need help from my gamer crew. So apparently there are these things called mods that you can do to video games. I'm not exactly sure how it's done, but within GTA you have these series of maps, and uh people within GTA, they have been developing mods. I don't know if they're expanding the game, but they have been using maps from different Grand Theft Auto versions, right? Um, and also other Rockstar games. Rockstar games, they are the creators of GTA. So they're basically trying to connect the entire Grand Theft Auto world with these mods. This is what I gather from what I read. Again, I'm not a video game person. So if you know video games and I'm butchering it, please, please come save your girl. All right. Now, so while GTA Underground is trying to expand and I guess modify their virtual world, their parent company, the parent company that owns Rockstar Games that makes GTA, is taking down a lot of these modifications. So Take Two Interactive, this is the company that owns Rockstar Games, which owns GTA, Grand Theft Auto. Take Two said, we don't, hello, the Journey Advisor. Take Two said, we don't want you interconnecting our old games with these new games. So they are using copyright law to get these modifications taken down off of the web. Okay. Apparently Take Two, they're just like, look, there are some things that we want to retire. We don't really want our current audience having access to these old maps. So they are using copyrights. The parent company is using copyrights against its own child company to take down the information that they don't want out there, right? Now you would think GTA and Rock, y'all are under the same roof. You're the same family. What is the issue? Even within a company, right? You have intellectual property for different things. Just because you're under the same roof doesn't mean you can take their things. It's like when you live in the house with your sisters and brothers, right? I'm the oldest sister. When I was younger, my sister was always taking my stuff. And I'd be like, I didn't buy it for you. This is mine. You can't just take it, right? It's the same thing. You might be in the same building, you might be in the same company, but that doesn't give you the same rights to use everything that they have. So, Take Two Interactive, they are using copyright laws against their own subsidiaries to get information taken down that they don't want. Now, I don't know how deep this goes. I don't know if it goes into coding or whatever. If y'all are into video games, let me know how these mods work, because I don't. I'm still on here playing Candy Crush, y'all. So video games are definitely not my area of expertise, but that's okay. But I'm interested to see what happens between Take Two and Rockstar Games, because this is literally a parent and child fighting. It's interesting. Can of Cape Cod, can you imagine going toe to toe with your kiddos, in a court of law because they took stuff without permission? Because that's basically what's happening here. They said you took our stuff without permission. I'm sicking the law on you. Some of y'all parents have threatened to call the police on your kids when they were growing up. This is the equivalent of that. All right. Anna Cod said, yes, she can. Okay. All right. Well, good luck to Grand Theft Auto. Good luck to Take Two. I'm sure y'all are not hurting. Y'all be making billions of dollars taking these parents' hard-earned money. Um, anyway, before we move on to our final story of the evening, let me remind you that you're watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday through Wednesday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. Um, oh, hold on. We got a good comment here. Nessie Time said, "Isn't that like Rihanna and her dad with Fenty?" Yes, 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 yes. Because even though Rihanna's dad's last name is Fenty, he's not allowed to use it in business. At least not where Rihanna's at. And that's why Rihanna took her daddy to court and said, "Sir, what are you doing?" But yes, very good comparison, Nessie Time. Girl, you got this. I love it. Okay. But yes, before we move on to our final story, you are watching NPL Legal Dish, my Monday through Wednesday live broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you need some legal guidance because it can be a little confusing, help, go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today. At linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm, you can also download a free biz launch cheat sheet that will help you choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. Okay. All right. Moving on to our last story of the evening. Okay, y'all. We are talking about Miss Anita Baker. I want y'all to tell me, put in the comments, what is your favorite Anita Baker album or song? Your favorite Anita Baker album or song? Um, there's this social media person that I like to follow, and she says that you can sing any Anita Baker song from start to end without closing your mouth. Ooh. All right. So tell me what your favorite Anita Baker song or album is. I like see, the thing is I don't know the names of the songs. I like the Giving You the Best That I Got. And then there's Love, Sweet Love. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Anyway, I like Anita Baker's voice. I like her songs. I may not necessarily know the names, but I know the tunes when I hear them. But a while ago, I told you guys that Anita Baker was telling everybody not to stream her music online. Right now, Anita Baker, she has been in the music industry for a long, long, long time. So much so that Anita Baker has outlived all of her recording contracts, right? And when you are able to do that, there is a law called copyright reversion. Nessie Time likes caught up in the rapture. Okay. There is a concept called copyright reversion in the music industry. So after 35 years, a recording artist, if they've outlived all of their contracts, they are supposed to the rights to their masters, the rights to their work is supposed to be returned to them, right? So Anita Baker, she had hit a milestone. She's like, you know what? All my contracts are done. Your girl is retired, whatever. I want my master. So she went to the recording company that had her stuff and she was like, give me my things, please. And they were like, well, girl, we're making too much money. We really don't want to. So she basically had to fight the recording company for the masters of the original recordings of all of her albums, right? And during that battle, she encouraged her fans to not stream her music online because she's like, I don't get paid when you guys do that. So Anita Baker has been fighting with the recording company to get her rights back, and she has finally won. Anita Baker has won back the rights to her masters. She has the rights to all of her original recordings. What does this mean for her? This means that she is in control of who can use her music. She gets the bulk of the money. She can decide where to lend out her music to license it to. She gets a bigger chunk of the money. She is the master of her own fate, right? And now that she has her masters back, Anita Baker has told all her fans, y'all can go on ahead and stream now because your girl has gotten her things back home. They are here with me. I've got my masters. Go on ahead and stream because Auntie Anita wants her coins. All right. So Anita Baker has rightfully regained the copyrights to all of her masters. So I'm pretty sure that we can expect to see some type of Anita Baker compilation, discography, whatever. How many of y'all would be interested in, a remastered Anita Baker discography? How many of you would want to go see Anita Baker on tour performing her greatest hits? Nessie Time said that is awesome. That is awesome. I'm interested to see where this goes. How many of y'all would be interested in an Anita take two? They remix all of the songs and make them fresh and new, or I don't know, shoot new videos. Y'all here for it? I would watch. I need an Anita. Who would be good to go against Anita Baker in verses? Yes, Nessie Time, that would be dope. Who do you think Anita Baker could do a verses against? I want some ideas. I'm trying to think. Who would Anita Baker do well in a verses against? Because we already had Patty and Gladys. Who could go up against Miss Anita Baker? Who do y'all think? If you can't think of somebody now, if you're watching later, let me know who you think Anita Baker could go toe to toe with in a verses, okay? But in the meantime, if you're an Anita Baker fan, don't feel guilty about streaming. Mama said go ahead and stream because all that money is coming to May, all right? So this is the power of copyrights, y'all. Like, this is very important for Anita because now she can really determine the fate of her music. And she has been in the music industry for so long. She's earned that right. I think she has. All right. Yeah, so those were the stories that I wanted to share with you tonight. We talked about Superdry versus ASOS. We talked about Grand Theft Auto. We talked about Anita Baker getting back her masters, and we did our NPL nuggets at the top of the show. We're talking about background checks for potential employees. All right. So if you missed any of that, make sure that you do go and rewatch the show. It'll be up in just a couple of minutes on Facebook and Instagram. I do think it takes a little bit more time to process on YouTube, but you can still watch it. I'll be back here tomorrow night with more stories. Make sure if you have anything that you find that you want me to talk about, please send it to me. I love it when you send me stories. Yes, so that is where I'm going to leave you. We'll be back tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.